As we grow older, our closets often become like time capsules, holding not just fabric and thread, but memories, milestones, and pieces of who we once were. Every blouse, every pair of shoes, carries a whisper of the past. That one trip abroad, the job interview we nailed, the party that ended in laughter. But with time, our needs, our bodies, and even our sense of identity begin to change. And yet, many of us keep hanging on to clothing that no longer fits who we are or how we live today. Letting go of certain items isn't just a fashion update, it's a declaration that we're making room for a new season of life. 1. Clothes that no longer fit, but you keep, just in case. Let's start with a common one, those clothes tucked away at the back of the closet that haven't fit for years. Maybe it's that tailored blazer from your 50s, or a pair of jeans from your thinner days. We hold on to them with hope or guilt, or sometimes nostalgia. One day we say, just in case. But here's the quiet truth. Keeping clothes that no longer fit is not just a physical burden, it's an emotional one. Every time you glance at them, there's a subtle reminder of what used to be. Instead of inspiring us, these pieces often whisper doubts. They can quietly erode confidence, as if who we are now is somehow less worthy than who we used to be. But we are not meant to shrink ourselves to fit the past. Our bodies are living stories. They change, they adapt, and they carry us through every chapter of life. What we wear should honor that journey, not punish it. And then there's the practical side. Clothes that don't fit take up space that could be used for things that truly serve you today. Imagine opening your wardrobe and seeing only clothes that feel good on your skin, that move with you, that represent who you are now. That's not just dressing, that's self-respect. So what can you do? Let go gently. Donate those clothes to someone who can use them now. Trade guilt for grace. If a piece still holds sentimental value, consider taking a photo of it, writing down its story, and then letting the fabric go while keeping the memory. You deserve a wardrobe that loves you back, not one that makes you feel like you have something to prove. 2. Shoes that hurt, but look too good to toss. Ah, the shoes. Stilettos that dazzled at weddings, sleek boots that turned heads, or leather pumps we swore we'd wear again someday. They sit on our shelves like trophies from another time, still beautiful, still tempting, but secretly painful. And yet we keep them. Why? Because they remind us of a version of ourselves that once danced longer, walked farther, or didn't mind a little discomfort for the sake of style. But the truth is, as we age, our feet change. The padding naturally thins. Arches shift. Balance becomes more important than ever. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Our bodies are asking for support, for comfort, for ease. And the shoes that once felt like statements may now feel more like silent punishments. Blisters. Swollen ankles. Back pain. One wrong step and you're not just sore, you're at risk of a fall. And yet, we hesitate to let them go. Maybe it's because they cost a pretty penny. Maybe we once felt powerful in them. But here's the thing, you are still powerful. Not because of what's on your feet, but because of where those feet have taken you, and where they still can. Letting go of painful shoes doesn't mean letting go of style. It means redefining it. It means saying, I choose me. Comfort is not a compromise. It's a celebration of your wisdom, your experience, and your right to walk this world with confidence. There are so many beautiful, supportive, and stylish options now made for women who value both elegance and ease. You don't have to settle, you just have to pivot. Give those painful pairs a new life elsewhere. Someone else may love them. But you? You deserve better now. 3. Outdated trend pieces that no longer reflect who you are. There was a time when that sequin top, those leopard print leggings, or that bold shoulder-padded jacket felt like you. They made a statement. They kept you current. Maybe they even made you feel fearless, glamorous, or just plain fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. Clothing has always been a way to express our place in the world. But fashion trends are like seasons. They come, they go, and sometimes they leave behind a trail of outfits that no longer fit the rhythm of our lives. Holding on to outdated trends isn't about style, it's about memory. Those items often represent a moment in time, a night out, a phase of bold experimentation, a chapter of reinvention. But over time, many of us find that our inner landscape shifts. We no longer need to shout to feel seen. We no longer crave approval from passing glances. We start dressing not to impress others, but to feel at home in our own skin. That doesn't mean dressing dull. It means dressing true. It means curating a wardrobe that aligns with the woman you are today. Wise, grounded, and confident enough to let go of what no longer mirrors her spirit. It's about style with substance, beauty with ease, elegance with meaning. So as you go through your closet, take a second look at those fashion-forward relics. Ask yourself, do they still reflect how I want to feel when I walk into a room? Do they make me feel authentic? Or like I'm wearing a memory? If the answer feels uncertain, it may be time to thank those pieces for what they gave you, and then release them. Your closet should be a reflection of the life you're living now, not the one you left behind. And the beauty is, you get to decide what that looks like. Every morning when you get dressed is another chance to choose clothes that say, "This is me now, and I love where I've arrived." 4. Faded, worn-out basics that have lost their spark. We all have them. The stretched-out t-shirts, sagging cardigans, and faded slacks that feel like old friends. They're soft, familiar, and easy to throw on. They've been with us through lazy weekends, morning coffee, and quiet days at home. And because they don't demand much attention, they often escape notice. But over time, even the most comforting garments can stop serving us. There's a difference between comfort and neglect. While cozy clothes are essential, the ones that have grown threadbare, lost their shape, or dulled with repeated washing can quietly chip away at how we feel about ourselves. They become placeholders rather than pieces of purpose. We tell ourselves they're just for the house or good enough for errands, but each time we settle, we send a small message to ourselves. I don't need to show up fully today. But you do. You always do. Dressing well, even in simple casual clothes, isn't about impressing others. It's about honoring yourself. It's about the quiet dignity of putting on something that fits, flatters, and makes you feel present. You deserve to feel put together, even on the days no one else is watching. Especially on those days. So take a look through your drawer of basics. Ask yourself, do these clothes still reflect care? Do they lift my mood? Or have they become invisible? If they've served their purpose, let them go with gratitude. Replace them with pieces that still feel soft and comforting, but also fresh and well kept. You'd be amazed at how even a new t-shirt in the right color or a cardigan with a good fit can brighten your spirit. This isn't about perfection. It's about pride. You're not dressing for a role anymore. You're dressing for your life. And your life in every moment deserves to be met with intention. 5. Dry clean only clothes you never actually wear. They hang there, immaculate, expensive, and untouched. Maybe it's a tailored blazer, a silk blouse, or an elegant dress you bought for a special occasion that never quite came. You meant to wear it. You imagined the right moment would arrive. But every time you reached for it, the little tag whispered one word, dry clean. And just like that, it went back on the hanger. There's nothing wrong with owning beautiful things. But as we grow older, ease becomes more valuable than maintenance. If a piece feels like a chore before it even reaches your skin, that's a sign it may no longer suit your life. We don't need added friction. We need clothes that work with us, not against us. Many women hold on to high-maintenance garments because they were expensive, or because they represented a certain image: the polished professional, the sophisticated hostess, the woman who always had it together. But if those pieces sit untouched year after year, we must ask, are they symbols of pride, or just reminders of expectations that no longer fit? Today, life is asking for simplicity, for flexibility, for authenticity. That doesn't mean giving up style. It means choosing it on your own terms. There are so many lovely, washable options that drape beautifully, feel luxurious, and don't require a trip to the cleaners just to come alive. Clothing should be worn, not worshipped. It should live with you, move with you, and reflect the freedom you've earned. So open your closet, Look at those high-maintenance hangers. Ask yourself, am I keeping this for my life, or for an old idea of who I thought I needed to be? If it's not serving the woman you are now, release it with love. You deserve a wardrobe that keeps pace with your life, not one that makes you pause at the door. 6. Clothes that you're keeping out of guilt. There they are, quietly occupying space on the hanger or folded neatly in the drawer. A birthday gift from someone who meant well. A handmade scarf from a relative. That jacket your daughter picked out that you never felt quite right in. You've kept them not because you love them, but because you feel like you're supposed to. Guilt is a heavy reason to keep clothing, and often it comes disguised as love. We tell ourselves, she worked so hard on that, or he spent good money on this, or I'd feel bad getting rid of it. But here's the quiet truth. Wearing something you don't enjoy out of obligation is not an act of love. It's a silent burden. And keeping it tucked away, unused, isn't honoring the gift. It's imprisoning it. Clothing is meant to be worn. To live, breathe, move. And if something doesn't make you feel comfortable, confident, or aligned with who you are, it's okay to let it go, even if it was a gift. The people who gave it to you likely wanted one thing: your happiness. They probably didn't intend for that item to sit untouched for years, becoming a symbol of quiet resentment or awkwardness. So how do you release it without regret? You remember that letting go of the item doesn't mean letting go of the relationship. It doesn't erase the intention or the memory. In fact, by freeing the space it takes, you're making room to be more present with them and with yourself. And if it still feels hard, try this. Take a photo of the item. Write a short note about who gave it to you and what it meant at the time. Keep the story. Release the fabric. Your wardrobe should reflect your life, your taste, and your comfort, not anyone else's expectations. You've earned the right to surround yourself only with what brings you peace and joy. 7. Someday outfits that no longer match your lifestyle. Tucked in the back of the closet, there they sit. Crisp blazers from your corporate days, cocktail dresses for events you no longer attend, or sporty gear from a phase that's quietly passed. These are the someday outfits, the ones we save just in case we return to the office, in case we go dancing again, in case a formal invitation arrives in the mail. But here's the gentle truth. Holding on to clothes for a version of life that no longer exists can keep us from fully embracing the life we have now. Styles shift, seasons change, and so do we. As we age, our lifestyle evolves in beautiful, unexpected ways. Maybe we've traded power lunches for quiet garden walks. Maybe evenings out have become cozy dinners in. That doesn't mean we've lost anything. It means we've grown into something richer, more rooted. Yet our closets sometimes don't catch up with us. They hold echoes of roles we no longer play and chapters we've already closed. Keeping those closed may feel like keeping options open, but more often they hold us in limbo, between who we were and who we're becoming. And they take up space not just in our homes but in our minds. Every time we brush past them, there's a little whisper. You're not doing enough. You used to be more. That's not inspiration. That's weight. What would happen if you filled that space with clothes that truly match your real life? The walks you take, the visits with friends, the creative mornings or quiet afternoons. Clothes that feel easy, lovely, and true. Letting go of someday doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're choosing today with intention. And if someday comes back around, you'll meet it with fresh eyes and a clear heart, perhaps even in something new. 8. Clothes that make you feel invisible. They're often plain, loose, neutral, safe. The kinds of clothes you reach for when you want to blend in. When you're tired. When you've told yourself it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe it's that shapeless sweater, or the beige slacks that go with everything but excite no one. Not even you. There's nothing wrong with subtlety. Simplicity has its own kind of elegance. But there's a fine line between understated and unseen. And too often, older women are encouraged, quietly, persistently, to disappear. To shrink their presence, Soften their voice and choose age-appropriate clothing that makes them fade gently into the background. But here's what the world forgets. You are still here. Your presence still matters. Your story is still unfolding. Wearing clothes that make you feel invisible isn't humility. It's surrender. And you haven't come this far just to dim your own light. You've earned every line on your face, every silver strand in your hair. You've survived heartbreak, built families, broken barriers, and started over more times than anyone knows. Why should your wardrobe pretend otherwise? This doesn't mean your closet needs to be filled with sequins and color blocks, unless you want it to be. It means asking one simple question: do I feel like myself in this? Do I feel alive? Wear the color that lights up your skin. Choose the top that gives you that lift in your shoulders. Bring back the scarf that made strangers compliment you. Let your clothes be a reflection of your presence, not your retreat. Because the world doesn't need you to disappear. It needs you to show up fully, wisely, warmly, wonderfully you. 9. Pieces you're holding onto for sentimental reasons but never wear. That dress you wore to your daughter's wedding. The coat from your first trip to Paris. The blouse you bought when you finally landed that long-deserved promotion. These pieces hold stories, don't they? They're more than just fabric, they're stitched with memories, laughter, maybe even a few tears. And so they stay. Not because you plan to wear them again, but because parting with them feels like erasing a chapter of your life. But here's a gentle truth. Memories live in your heart, not in your closet. Sentimental clothing carries emotional weight. Every time you come across it, there's a little tug, a reminder of a joyful day or of a version of yourself that you loved. And that can be beautiful. But when too many of these garments accumulate, the past begins to crowd out the present. Your closet becomes a museum. And you, its quiet curator, surrounded by stories, but unsure how to make space for new ones. You don't have to let go of everything. But you do have permission to release the pieces that no longer serve your life today. Try taking a photograph of the item before you part with it. Write down the memory it holds. Create a memory box with swatches, notes, or pictures if that helps. You are not throwing the past away, you are preserving it more intentionally, while freeing your daily space to reflect who you are now. Your life today deserves its own wardrobe. One that celebrates this chapter, not just the ones you've already lived. Sentiment is a beautiful thing. But your peace, your clarity, and your freedom matter too. 10. Clothes that no longer make you feel beautiful. This may be the most important one of all. Some clothes don't hurt. They aren't outdated. They aren't ill-fitting, loud, or faded. They simply no longer light you up. You put them on and feel fine. Just fine. And yet, somewhere inside, something goes quiet. There's no spark, no lift in your spirit, no feeling of, yes, this is me. As we age, beauty becomes less about impressing others and more about feeling deeply connected to ourselves. But too often, we settle. We keep wearing what's good enough, forgetting that clothing is not just about fabric, it's about feeling. And you deserve to feel beautiful. Not just at a formal event or when you're dressed up for a photo. Every day. In your own way. Beauty at this stage of life doesn't come from following trends or dressing like someone half your age. It comes from alignment. From wearing clothes that feel authentic, that honor your shape, your comfort, your rhythm. It comes from fabrics that feel kind to your skin, colors that reflect your glow, silhouettes that say I know who I am, and I like her. So take a moment. Stand in front of the mirror, not to critique, but to observe. How does what you're wearing make you feel? If it doesn't lift you, inspire you, or wrap you in some small sense of joy, ask yourself why you're still holding on. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to the My Reboot channel. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful, empowering content just for you.